There's a moment a lot of Shopify founders hit and don't see coming. You look at your week and realize you've become a project manager, not for your product and not for your customers, for your agencies. You've got an ads agency, an email person or app, maybe a freelancer on the website, another an SEO contractor, and maybe even a separate creative shop. And every week, you're the one relaying information between them, telling the email person what the ads team is running, telling the web person what the email person needs, chasing updates, reconciling reports, refereeing when something goes wrong. You've become the most expensive employee in your own marketing department, and it's not even what you're good at. I've been there with my own brand. The agencies were all individually fine, and the whole thing was still a mess because I was the only person who could see how the pieces fit, which meant I was the integration layer. That's not leverage. That's a trap. If we haven't met already, I am the digital avatar of Steve, the founder of e-commerce agency Working Digital. While he is helping Shopify brands scale with AI, I am here to keep you up to date with the latest AI strategies for e-commerce. Steve reads every comment, so make sure to drop one below. This video is how to stop juggling and consolidate your Shopify growth without losing quality. Why you ended up here, what the juggling actually costs you, and how to move to a setup where someone other than you owns the whole result. Let's start with how this happens, because it happens to almost everyone. Nobody decides to hire 4 agencies. You back into it, one problem at a time, and every individual decision was reasonable. It usually goes like this. You needed help with ads, so you hired an ads agency. Good call. It worked. Then you realized your email was leaving money on the table, so you added an email person or an app. Also reasonable. Then the website needed work. The ads agency didn't do, so you found a freelancer. Then someone told you about SEO, so you added a contractor for that. Then you needed more creative than anyone was producing, so a creative shop got added to the pile. Every one of those was a sensible response to a real problem. That's the trap. Fragmentation doesn't come from bad decisions. It comes from a series of good, isolated decisions that nobody ever stepped back to integrate. You solved each problem with a specialist, and you ended up with a pile of specialists and no one connecting them. And it works fine for a while because at a small scale, you can hold the whole picture in your head and the handoffs are manageable. But as the business grows, the number of connections between vendors grows faster than the vendors themselves, and the coordination load lands entirely on you. At some point, the cost of managing the setup starts to outweigh the value of having a specialist on each piece. That's the moment you're probably in right now. Let me name what the juggling actually costs, because it's more than the sum of the invoices. The first cost is your time, and it's the expensive one. Every hour you spend relaying information between vendors, reconciling their reports, and refereeing their disagreements is an hour you're not spending on the things only you can do: product, brand, partnerships, the actual business. You're the highest value person in the company doing coordination work that shouldn't be yours. The second cost is that nobody owns the blended number. Your ads agency owns return on ad spend. Your email agency owns email revenue. But the number that actually matters, your total profit after everything is accounted for together, lives in none of their dashboards. It lives in yours, which means you're the only one accountable for the result while paying 4 parties to optimize their slices. The third cost is the handoffs. The money leaks between vendors, not inside them. The ads bring traffic, the website doesn't convert. The email misses the abandoned carts the ads paid for. Nobody owns those gaps because each gap sits between 2 vendors and each vendor reasonably says it's not their job. So the leaks go unfixed. And the fourth cost is the finger pointing. When results dip, you get 4 explanations, each one blaming a different vendor, none of them responsible for the whole. You're left to diagnose it yourself, which puts you right back to being the integration layer. Add it up, and the picture is clear. Past a certain size, juggling specialists doesn't save you money. It costs you your time, your blended profit, and the leaks nobody's watching. That's the case for consolidating. Let me be precise about what consolidation does and doesn't mean, because it's easy to do it wrong. Consolidation does not mean finding one giant vendor who does everything in separate silos under one logo. That just moves the fragmentation inside one company and adds account management layers. You'd still have a paid team, an email team, and a web team that don't really talk, except now they're harder to reach. Real consolidation means finding one partner who runs ads, conversion, and email, and increasingly AI commerce as one connected system. The same small senior team sees all of it, so the handoffs that used to leak money become internal and coordinated. The ads inform the conversion work. The conversion work informs the email. The email informs the ads. And one party owns the blended number. So when something dips, there's a single point of accountability instead of 4 explanations. The difference is integration, not just billing. You're not looking for a vendor with the most services on the menu. You're looking for a partner where the services actually inform each other and one team is accountable for your total result. That's the thing that takes the project manager job off your plate, because the integration that used to live in your head now lives in theirs. When it's done right, you go from refereeing 4 vendors to having one conversation with one partner who already sees the whole picture. That's the entire point. The leverage isn't fewer invoices. It's getting the integration work out of your week. Now, consolidation isn't all or nothing on day one. Here's a sensible way to think about what to combine and what can stay separate. The core to combine first is the tightly coupled funnel: paid acquisition, conversion, and email retention. These 3 share the same numbers and leak the most at the handoffs, so getting them under one coordinated roof captures the most value fastest. If you do nothing else, combine those 3. AI commerce belongs with that core now too, because your feed, your conversion, and your retention all feed how AI engines see and recommend you. Bolting AI optimization onto a fragmented setup just creates another silo. What can reasonably stay separate? Genuinely specialized, occasional work, a one-off brand photo shoot, a specific technical development project, a PR push. Things that are project-based, don't need continuous integration with your funnel, and that you're not managing week to week anyway. Keeping a specialist for an occasional, self-contained job isn't the kind of juggling that's costing you. The juggling that hurts is the continuous, week-to-week coordination of overlapping growth functions. So the rule of thumb is, combine the things that have to talk to each other constantly, the acquisition, conversion, retention, AI core. Keep separate the things that are genuinely standalone and occasional. That gets you out of the daily refereeing without forcing you to find one vendor who claims to do literally everything. The risk with consolidating is picking a partner who does everything shallowly. Here's how to avoid that. Ask what number they're accountable for. The right answer is your blended profit across acquisition, conversion, and retention. If it's a single slice metric, they're not built to own the whole. Ask how the functions inform each other. A real integrated partner can explain, specifically, how the ad data shapes the conversion work and how the email learnings feed the ads. If they describe separate teams that meet on a call, that's siloed work with one invoice, and you haven't actually consolidated. Ask who you talk to. Part of the point of consolidating is fewer conversations. If consolidating means you now deal with 5 account managers at one firm instead of 4 vendors, you didn't gain anything. You want a small senior team you actually reach. Ask about AI commerce. Make sure they can handle the AI shopping channel as part of the system, not as a thing they'll outsource or skip. It's too important to leave fragmented. And confirm they're strong, not just broad. The failure mode of consolidation is a generalist who's mediocre at everything. Ask for results in each core area: ads, conversion, email, AI, so you know the breadth comes with real competence. Breadth without depth just trades 4 good specialists for 1 weak generalist, which is worse. If you decide to consolidate, do it without blowing up what's working. Here's the sane way. Don't fire everyone on the same day. Bring in the consolidated partner, let them audit the whole funnel first, and transition the functions over in sequence, starting with the ones leaking the most at the handoffs. Keep a working vendor running until the new partner has clearly taken the function over. The goal is continuity, not a dramatic clean break that stalls your revenue for a month. And get the access and data organized as you go. Part of why juggling is painful is scattered access and reporting. Consolidating is a chance to get everything in one place with one team that has the full picture. The outcome you're after is simple. You stop being the project manager. One partner owns the blended number. The handoffs that used to leak money are now internal and coordinated, and you get your week back for the work that actually grows the business. If you want to see exactly where your current fragmented setup is leaking before you change anything, that's what our free full funnel audit is for. We map the whole thing: ads, conversion, email, and AI visibility, and show you where the handoffs are costing you. The link is in the description. Next video, we get specific about that audit, what an AI commerce audit actually includes, so you know what good looks like before anyone runs one on your store.